What did you expect? Welcome, Sonny. Make yourself at home. Marry my daughter. You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know. Morons.
Welcome to Morons Mince Movies. I am your host, Moron Sam Munoz, and I'm here with my fellow morons, Ublester Peñalosa II and Akam. He has become death, the destroyer of worlds.
I think that might be the most badass nickname you've given me.
Well,
very
thank
nice.
you. Thank you. Because today we're mincing Oppenheimer.
Oh shit, we're not doing Barbie?
No, we would have worn our pink shirts, and we still have to go on a
Yeah.
date and you
Do
know
the whole.
completely document that whole thing. We gotta do that
I
together.
mean, I'm down. Yeah.
Morons at a Barbie screening. We gotta do that.
Let's go. All right.
Yes,
So
yes.
everyone's
Mexican
free
candy.
every blue moon, but only after 10, but every other Wednesday.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, we are mincing Oppenheimer.
I thought it was Oppenheimer.
No, I think it's
It's
Oppenheimer.
Oppie. Clearly, it's Oppie.
Oppenheimer.
Remember that the
Yes.
Heimer
Yeah.
is silent. In the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Got it right.
Yes, but before we do that, I do want to say that we apologize that we've been on break for about a month. I wanted to make sure we talk about that because we kind of didn't give you guys a heads up. It kind of just happened. Circumstances. We kind of lost some episodes.
Yeah, a few.
It's my fault. I blame myself.
I
Yes.
blame you too.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you. You're
all
welcome.
blame Sam.
We're on the same page for that
and
one.
I think we all kind of need a break. I know our producer needed a break, but we're back. I feel refreshed. I'm ready to mint stuff and talk bullshit again and all that good stuff. And I'm drinking a Huckleberry Haze beer from Lazy
Nice.
Dog. It's really fucking good. I decided to bring
Very
some good beer
cool.
today. Indian Pale Ale. And
I still got myself
Uber's still talking it,
Yeah.
but over here, Mr. Destroyer of Worlds, what are you drinking?
I mean, I had to step it up, so I
Yeah.
put my Corona into OC glass.
What year is that Corona? Is that barreled? 12 years?
It's glass aged.
Yeah, it's glass aged. I mean, it's been sitting in my fridge for like 3 months, so you can at least say
thank
it's
you. Yeah,
3-month-old
it's a
Corona.
3-month-old,
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
You
I
look fantastic.
I really
You-
appreciate
you-
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
you came prepared, man.
I had
you
to.
did your homework.
This gives me the opportunity to dress up on occasion and do something different.
I love it.
I'm glad you don't smoke because there's no way I was gonna allow you fucking just hitting that cigarette a la Opie all
right.
episode.
Oh, he had it all movie long. It was like he
Jesus
was
Christ,
in Peaky
man, that
Blinders.
motherfucker
he
must
was
have
off the
gotten-
set from Peaky Blinders and went straight into Oppenheimer, still
Well,
smoking.
he was a chain smoker. Oppenheimer was a chain smoker
was,
in real life.
yeah.
So, I mean, that was kind of...
I think every footage I've seen
Accurate.
of him, he's got a cigarette.
But
in his
anyways,
mouth.
let's get to the mincing. Let's start with our
Actually,
general
real
thoughts.
quick, if I may.
Go
There is
for
an
it, go.
announcement I wanted to make.
Ooh.
2 announcements. First off,
Oh, shit.
it is ridiculously hot in this shit, and I will keep it
Yeah.
on for the entirety of
He's
my
gonna
Balls
commit, you
incredibly
guys.
sweaty.
I'm
You're gonna
committing to
watch
it.
him just
Committing to-
fucking
You're just
sweating.
gonna see lines. That's also why the headphones aren't on because it doesn't go on. It doesn't stay on.
Doesn't
Anywho,
fit.
but the other announcement I wanted to make is happy 1 year to Uble.
What?
Being
What?
an official part of Morons makes sense.
Oh,
Has
really?
it been a year?
Has it been a
It's
year?
been actually more. I was trying to figure out exactly when you were an official series regular,
Yeah.
an official co-host.
So you went back to our
I went
archives?
back without watching
To your
them.
catalog?
And I just looked for the pictures
just-
of Uble's
whichever- the
face on
first
them.
thumbnail I saw was
'Cause
you in it.
He
guessed
was a
a
guest
handful
like
of
on
times.
episode
Yeah.
6 or 7.
But then
Yeah.
you were like nonstop as of June last year.
I
And I meant to bring it up during the Flash episodes.
Yeah.
well,
That's fucking wild. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
congratulations to being a 1-year moron.
What comes along with the 1 year anniversary? Is that 2 weeks extra vacation? A nice watch?
I believe you get paid double what you're getting paid now.
Fuck.
And the
Yes.
double of 0 is 0.
Doesn't matter. It's still double. Ha.
All
Getting
right.
twice as much as you, bro.
All right, let's get to the movie. Let's get to the movie because I believe that's what the people are here
yes.
for.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
general thoughts.
Oppenheimer.
I want to say with our general thoughts, we can talk about what we liked in the movie as long as we don't talk about plot points. Because I think
Okay.
the last episode we did like more of like trying to do quick things, but
Yeah.
we can go a little bit into like what you like, whether
Yeah.
it was like the cinematography, the visual effects, acting, whatever it might be, or what you didn't like and stuff like that. I think as long as we don't touch plot points, we're
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Right? All
Yeah.
right. So no spoilers here. General thoughts. Arturo, you go first.
Fucking loved it. Fuck. So I didn't know this movie is literally a thriller film. Like, I always heard biopic, this and that, but no, it is completely suspenseful. For the full 3 hours, I was on the edge of my fucking seat. The score never let up. Yeah. All the way the cinematography worked and the interjections of the stars and the bombs, like, it just held your attention so much, at least in my personal opinion. Yep. And I was just hooked. Oh, fuck, you're right.
I'm good. I'm just
out of the corner.
We're having issues over here.
Of course, I would figure out. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it's all right. Continue. Just ignore him.
Yeah, I just thought.
We're good. Just go. just fucking keep going. The show must go on. God damn it.
Just take the mic off again.
I'll do this.
Like you did in The Flash.
Yeah, I'm sure I can do that.
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. The directorial, from the directorial viewpoint, from writing, phenomenal. The performances from everyone, just amazing. Holy shit, how many fucking actors are in this movie? Even the most minor of roles I felt were done by established actors. And that was just really awesome to see, and I love how much Nolan puts into that. And you could just this was the most Nolan movie ever to me, and I fucking loved it.
Well, I was disappointed.
God damn it, Sam!
I'm just fucking
Shut
kidding.
up. Oh God damn it!
I was gonna say,
I was like, you get out of my house.
I'm kidding. Oof. This is a fucking clinic of how to make a great movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just if you ever we had an episode of objective versus subjective and stuff, which I highly recommend you watch. It's kind of my kind of episode because it's not as funny. No.
We established that all movies are subjective.
No, they're not. And this is another example as to how you can just tell.
Welcome back.
I figured it out.
How if you can just tell the quality of this movie just when it starts, just from the beginning.
Yep.
I mean, just the way it looks is fantastic. The acting is phenomenal. I mean, the acting is top notch. Cillian Murphy and Robert Downey Jr. I think are gonna get Academy Award nominations for
As
sure.
They fucking should.
I think Emily Blunt maybe, but yeah, there's just a great performances throughout, like you said. I mean, Gary Oldman is in this.
Yes.
He has a
is that? I
wonder if that's a spoiler.
I feel like that's a spoiler.
Okay, let's not
You
talk
don't
about
say who he's playing.
Yeah,
he comes back as Sirius Black. He comes out and he's all like, "I will help you."
There's a lot of actors in this. It just come out of nowhere and like, oh shit, that's that guy.
Yeah, and what I loved about the Subaru, if I may, on that same note, is that a lot of it, I feel like it wasn't like there was no actor bigger than their part, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
like for example, like Dane DeHaan shows up, it doesn't speak for a good while. Like Emily Blunt is in the back sitting for a good amount of time before she actually gets a talking.
Rami Malek too.
Like,
he doesn't talk for
a good ass while.
A lot of
just seeing that, that like these are.
I think it's the respect they have for this director. I mean, Christopher Nolan is a fucking auteur again. He's one of the greatest directors of our time. He's made I don't think he's made a movie that I disliked. All his movies are great to me. Even Tenet, which probably most people probably dislike because they don't understand it. I love Tenet too. It was a great movie. Good movie. But yeah, this is actually probably Nolan's most accessible film since maybe The Prestige, I think, where it's not like there's nothing confusing going on in terms of like I mean, it jumps around in terms of the time and everything like that, but I'm getting too much into it, but like I just want to say great movie. Everything about it is just fantastic. The score, like you said, fantastic. Go for it, Uble.
My general thoughts are absolutely on par with your guys's. I feel like this is probably, I think it's gonna be safe to say, my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. I'm praising it up there, man. Woo! I know he has quite a long list of fucking masterpieces and great movies, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this one. This one has proven to me that Christopher Nolan knows how to get anxiety and put it in tangible form and then put it on film, amplify it, and then just fucking shoot it straight up my anus, because I was anxious as fuck throughout the entire movie. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the score.
It was on purpose. Yeah.
The fucking score, the angles he would choose, the actors portraying a lot of dialogue. I will say this. I noticed that a few movie theaters are offering viewings with closed captioning subtitles, and I don't know, I've never seen that previously.
That's happened on occasion.
Okay, I can see it happening for the hard of hearing, but this one I felt like it was done specifically because there were a few parts where a little bit of the dialogue kind of went by me, just a few parts. Because of the accents or because they are talking fucking physics and quantum physics.
Nolan's, that's been a criticism of Nolan for some time with like Tenet specifically, I think. Everybody,
there's a list.
And also like, Dark Knight Rises with Bane. But actually, I thought the sound design was really good this time around.
I think it offers like a sense of realism, just like because this almost feels like a cinematic documentary. You know, so I feel like maybe that was done on purpose, but I did see that comment on a movie review of like how it felt like they lost something.
Oh, got it.
I was working extra hard because I missed like the first like 3 minutes.
No, Arturo,
just get out of here.
Fucking popcorn line.
Popcorn.
That's why you were late. Man,
so there's like 30 minutes worth of previews. You could have gotten popcorn.
I leave my house when the movie starts.
What?
Yeah, no, it's happened.
So like, my mind was working in overtime to make sure I was grasping everything, and I think that's why I didn't catch anything like that, because I was my brain was on all cylinders.
And I mean, you were in the movie. It was based on you.
Thank you.
Oppenheimer over here. So you already kind of knew what was going on.
And see, that's the thing too that I want to say. I guess now that we're kind of deviating more into the meat of the movie,
should we give our spoiler alert here?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, spoiler alert from here on out. So
this is a movie where you have to be like. I mean, I feel like this is really accessible, but it's also like a movie that you have to sit down and really pay attention to things because there's so much that's happening.
Yeah. Every Nolan movie is like that.
I love that. Like I love, me personally, like I know I'm all over the place when it comes to movies and I like everything. But the thing is, like when I go into like a Fast and the Furious film, I know I'm not gonna like need to like overthink things. You know? And I'm just sitting there having a good time watching explosions. Family. And like and with this, like I know I'm gonna go in thinking and like and I'm taking everything in and I'm like eager for more information. I'm putting my 100% focus on this, and I love that about this. And it's nice having that experience.
It was refreshing to me because the last movies I had seen prior to this were Indiana Jones, and I watched Mission Impossible, and I forgot which other ones, but they've all been like some story, action, explosions, very little attention to the dialogue, more attention to the explosions and the stunts. So it was nice. It was a nice change of pace to actually just have a sit down. And I will say, my movie theater that I watched it with, my audience that I watched it with, were all movie lovers. You can tell there was no one fucking whispering, laughing, cell phones out, which I haven't experienced in a while. And I feel like that only enhanced the movie. Is the fact that I think Barbie took away a lot of that audience that would have been giggling and laughing and Snapchatting during the movie. So the only people
Snapchat
left.
still a thing?
I also think that this kind of movie is only going to attract people who either Nolan fans who are going to be cinephiles and people who just love like serious films like these. I mean,
you'd be surprised.
No,
I don't think
Barbenheimer is a thing.
It is a thing.
And,
You're
like,
right.
there's so many people that did the double feature. A bunch of people at work were talking about it. I heavily considered it. I watched Oppenheimer last night. I watched Barbie today. Like
You've already seen it, you bastard.
I did.
Son of a bitch.
Guys, I'm sorry. I was really eager to see it.
It's all right. That's fine. Spoilers. We can watch it again together.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to watch it again, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or we can just go, you and I.
Me and you.
Oh, fuck you. Damn it.
Barbie and Ken. Ken and Barbie.
Yeah,
Ken and Ken. That's what I meant. Ken and
I'll
Ken.
be Barbie. That's fine.
Okay, perfect.
I want to see Sam in a blonde wig.
I'm secure with my
I'll
sexuality.
be the 1997 Mexico version of Ken, where he comes with a poncho, a mustache, and a sombrero.
Ken?
Yeah, and a bag of oranges.
Anyways, back to Oppenheimer.
I forgot where we were, but
There you go, Uble.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nice.
There is a Mexico version of Ken. That looks just like me.
With southwestern mustache.
Identical. That six pack. Identical.
Yeah.
So my audience.
If you took off your shirt, you look exactly like that.
Yep, pretty much. Sorry, but my audience was very respectful, and I think that helped me enjoy the movie even more. It didn't feel like 3 hours. I know a lot of people are probably like, I have to say, fuck, I was gonna go watch it, but it's 3 hours. Ooh,
I have to say, I did feel the time a little bit, and that would be like one of my only critiques that I did feel the length. There was a point where I was like, man, it's like it's feeling a little long.
Yeah.
But
That's what you said.
That's what you said.
but it was like in stints. Like it was like,
Really?
and then it would like bring you back in because
Got it.
stuff
Are
would
we
happen.
still talking about the movie or whatever?
We're talking about my
So many poorly chosen
this
words.
movie is like sex, you know. There's a lot of thrusting.
There's
Yeah.
explosions.
There's explosions. There's an explosion, and then
And
there's
everyone's
everybody's calm and
upset.
cheering.
Everyone's upset afterwards. Yep. That's a lot of thousands of potential lives
There's
destroyed.
also some apologizing after.
So yeah, I can see the parallels. I can see the parallels. This took a weird turn. But
Most excellent.
how familiar were you guys with these events prior to this movie?
I'm actually pretty
and be honest,
familiar.
it's okay. You don't have to come on and be like, "Well, I already knew everything about Albert Einstein."
I didn't know everything about Oppenheimer, no, but I did. I definitely know about the
Yeah.
Manhattan Project and you know the creation of the atomic bomb and everything like that. You know, like yeah, I was pretty familiar. I wasn't familiar with the whole communist thing at the end.
I like that.
That I was
touch.
not familiar with.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And-
so that
yeah.
was kind of cool because it felt like I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Which everything else, you know, I
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen. It's more about like the experience of how they, you know, present it to you and everything like that. But the ending part, I liked
The
it. 'cause-
third act,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
came out of nowhere. You weren't expecting it. A lot of people, I think, are going to be walking into this movie,
thinking that it's gonna end at the atomic bomb.
They also
Yeah.
might be running in or cartwheeling in just assess that.
sure, yeah. They rollerblading in
especially if they're
After
coming from
watching Barbie?
after watching Barbie. They'll put on the roller skates and rollerblade into Oppenheimer. So I feel like fuck. I lost my train of thought. God damn it.
The third
The
act.
ending,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
third act.
third act.
A lot of people are walking into this movie thinking that it's just a movie about the creation of the A-bomb, and then it ends when they make the bomb and it explodes. But the third act, where Robert Downey Jr. fucking shines,
Yeah.
and
He is amazing,
damn does
yeah.
he shine, man!
fuck yeah, dude.
my props to that man
I think-
for his ability.
I agree with what he said about this. This is the best work he's done.
He said it himself.
with Nolan.
No, ever.
With Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen Chaplin? I think he's great in
Oh, I
Chaplin.
haven't seen
Yeah,
Chaplin, but I did
he's
see
great
Iron
in
Man.
Chaplin.
He was also really good in Scanner Darkly. I really like
That's
Oh,
right.
Scanner Darkly,
He's also in
yeah.
Zodiac. He had a really great
Tropic
role in
Thunder.
Zodiac.
Tropic
Thunder.
Thunder is his best goddamn performance. You're right. Sorry,
Noel, her
but
producer, is jumping.
completely forgot about that. Completely forgot
The
about
guy
that.
who plays the guy who plays the other
dude.
guy.
Yeah. No, that you're right. This is second to that. This is very close second. To
You guys
that
aren't
role.
aren't feeling ashamed that you just praised a performance that was in blackface? I'm just
That's why he did it so well. Is because
That
he
you have no
managed to-
shame.
No. Hey man, don't get
I'm
mad at
just
me. Get
saying
mad at the
that-
studios.
that performance would never be allowed
Oh
today.
God, no,
And
no,
it is
no.
one of the best performances in
Yeah.
comedy.
But
Bring it back a bit.
Anyways, let's pick it back. Yeah.
Back to Oppenheimer.
How'd you guys feel about the black and white?
It was great.
Oh, I like
great.
that, yeah.
That's a good choice. It also made it easy to understand that this is what's going on
Then,
in
yep,
the present time, and the color was like the past, because the movie plays around with time as a
Yeah.
lot of Nolan films do. But it's actually I felt it was very easy to follow. I never felt lost in the movie.
Yeah.
The dialogue was pretty heady, like it is intellectual and stuff.
Quantum
but I
physics,
honestly,
man. You're fucking.
Honestly,
they're talking
I didn't feel
nucleuses.
lost either,
No.
even with the dialogue. I thought
Yeah.
the dialogue was very well written, and even when you felt like, I might be getting lost, like the movie tend to remind you of where you were.
Right.
It was
They
like,
really did
oh,
that
who
very
was
good.
this guy? And
Very
then
subtle.
all of a sudden a character would just like say, oh, he's this guy. And
Well,
I was
if
like,
it isn't
oh,
my
thank you.
uncle.
It was like, thank you.
Yeah.
I was just thinking exactly that. Who is this guy? And the movie just told me.
Bro, for some reason I kept thinking towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I kept thinking of Buble, of like one of the last scenes when Oppenheimer's talking to Albert Einstein. I
Uh-huh.
kept thinking of Buble saying like, "Oh, that's Albert Einstein."
Yes.
First of all, I know who Feinstein is. Okay, I'm very familiar with his work. So yeah, no, that I knew who it was from the beginning. But other people, I actually very much enjoyed the fact that there were. I'm sorry, I fucking you threw me way off with that one, man, because. Yeah,
because it's true.
No, because it's not true. I think I fucking know who Albert Einstein is.
Oh, it's a bet.
That shit's gonna fucking haunt me forever, isn't it? God damn it. Thanks a lot, Arturo. You're the one that threw it out there.
You're welcome, world.
So as far as
I actually the thing that you brought up, good thing that you brought up Albert Einstein, because that would be my only other critique, is I didn't think the person who played Einstein was that good.
Really?
Mostly because I saw Jeffrey Rush play Einstein and I thought he was fucking magnificent.
Oh well, dude,
I
that's
had to look
Jeffrey
that up.
Rush.
Look that up.
Anything Jeffrey Rush does.
Jeffrey Rush
tends to
played
gold.
Einstein in a National Geographic
He also
series.
played Captain Barbossa in the Pirates of the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I saw this guy play him, like having seen
It just
Jeffrey
took
Rush
away.
play
Also
Einstein,
the leader of the band Rush.
it was, to me, it was like, oh man, like this guy is nowhere even close to what Jeffrey Rush was. But yeah, he did Einstein. I highly recommend that
Oh,
that
yeah,
series.
he does look
It's
like
just
him.
basically it's the life of Einstein. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what, but it's so minor. I mean, the movie is magnificent throughout. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I do want to talk about the score because you brought that up, and I also agree with you. The score is fucking great. It's just that actually was doing most of the work of
Yes.
putting you on edge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
throughout the whole
It-
movie, because it's just a person walking down the hall, but it's like
Or
They
were talking. The dialogue parts were fucking even more like
Yeah.
that's why I had anxiety. I feel like, because even the scenes where they were just fucking like talking about like nuclear physics or whatever, the background music would be like that might be completely off of what it actually sounds like, but in my head that's what I heard it as. Pew 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 pew. Like that's what I was listening to with the soundtrack, so I was getting more anxiety from listening to those fucking that background score that they had with the dialogue, and it happened throughout the whole movie. And then there was the visuals where Oppenheimer, I'm gonna keep saying Oppenheimer, man, where Oppenheimer would just be like lost in thought.
Yeah, and, then
And they would have like these visuals, like representing like
the
an atom,
atoms and
and it would be like, and it'd fucking be explosions, and I just that shit I think fucking really.
I think the
worked with
best
me.
scene is
Yes.
actually the interrogation scene. I don't know if that's where you're going.
It's
But,
one of the directions I was going.
Huh?
Go for it.
Oh well, the interrogation scene where it's on Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah.
and the
Yeah.
lawyer is like totally
Yeah.
grilling him about like, when did your moral compass change about the
yeah.
bomb? Because you didn't seem fine when you were
Right,
building the
right.
bomb, but then after the bomb, because the whole thing is we're in spoilers, right? Is that they're trying to decline his security clearance, whatever,
and for a reason. So if you want to just do the whole spoiler,
well,
which
we're in the
is-
spoiler territory,
Yeah.
so.
So the way I understood it was after the bomb, Oppenheimer was doing the tour of various prestigious campuses,
Yeah.
talking against weaponizing the A bomb and the arms race. And Washington, the politicians wanted to silence him, but they couldn't. How? So they figured this approach, and when I say they, it was Robert Downey Jr.
His character.
For
Strauss,
specific
I
reason,
believe his
yeah. He thought, okay, if we're able to link his communist past and his communist ties to the man, then he'll lose.
Discredit him. And
We don't
ruin
have
his
to.
reputation.
Yeah, we don't even have to.
He
fucking.
also had a personal vendetta because
Exactly.
he felt
Yeah,
he was embarrassed in that other hearing.
They bring it back to the beginning of the movie,
was
which
so
is where he
good.
meets. Yeah, man. When he's
It
fucking.
was so satisfying.
Yep. When Robert Downey is kind of verbalizing his plan and why he was doing it at the end, that shit. And I didn't know it was the actor from Solo.
Yeah, Solo.
Yeah. The guy in
The-
Robert Downey Jr.'s
his assistant, the
his
guy who's
assistant,
like
yeah,
disgusted
who was-
with him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That guy, he played Solo.
young-
in-
young
in
Isn't he
Solo.
in Dark Knight? The Dark Knight as well?
No,
No.
you're thinking about
No,
the guy,
the
the
other
FBI guy.
guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
the
yeah.
one that was
The guy who's
kind of ruined it.
who's not the spy, but the mole, or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah.
Strauss's guy on the inside.
Yeah.
And then there was also what's his face from.
Oh, Florence Pugh is also in it, which, by the way, was
I
my
did not
God.
know that was Florence Pugh. Did she go through like body tanning or
I don't you know, like that
Maybe.
scene. There's a scene
yes.
where
I
it's
knew you
like
were gonna
it's
bring it
both uncomfortable and
The interrogation
kind of,
scene.
Well, there's multiple interrogations, but in this part, right?
About the
they're-
interrogation.
we're talking about the
He's talking
the
about his affair that he had.
Yeah.
And you kind of go into the mind of Emily Blunt's character,
Yeah.
and her kind of imagining what Oppenheimer did with his mistress, basically.
Oh yeah.
And that scene is like kind of came out of nowhere, but it
Out
was
of
like
nowhere.
both disturbing and like kind of sexual and it was
Kind of?
It was like
Kind of sexual, Sam?
No, but I was both turned on and disturbed at the same time, which I love that sort of mixed feeling. It's like, oh man, like what's
Yeah.
going on with inside of me right now?
I'm so confused.
I love feeling the confusion of things, but
I'm
yeah.
aroused, but I'm crying.
That was a great scene, great scene, and it, not because of just the nakedness or whatever, but it's just that is a risky scene to put in a movie, and like to do that and make it work and not like make it make it seem awkward where you kind of get out of the movie, but actually make it disturbing and also sort of sexual at the same time. It was like kind of genius filmmaking right there, just genius filmmaking.
And tying it back into the third act of everything with the communism, like seeing like what she cost him, like with like, you know, having the affair, and she was the one with the communist ties and everything.
Well,
coming back
so was
to
his
haunt
brother.
him. So was his brother too.
And-
But like, at that
he
point,
was
his
into
brother
it,
had
too.
kind of been like he had
left
brought
the
him
party.
in and left the
Left the
party, but
party.
like it's that idea that I mean, there was something there between them, but like that's what led to the downfall that they were trying to pin him on, was that affair, that moment of weakness that then caused everything.
I really liked the fact that a lot of this was or part of it took place at Berkeley. So a lot of the scenes that were shot at Berkeley,
You've been to,
I
right?
recognized. Yeah, Mia, my wife, is
Did you
a
see this
Berkeley
with your
alumni.
wife?
No. She has yet to watch it. So I think she's gonna watch it on Sunday. Actually,
I believe so.
So by the time this airs, she would have already watched it. I mentioned it to her. I said, you're going to recognize a lot of the scenery, the locations when they're in Berkeley, because I recognized it. And I was only there like every other month or whatever when I would go visit her. But that part was cool. And it makes sense that the whole communism, socialism thing would happen because Berkeley is very liberal, socialist, you know, that kind of mentality. It always has been. So the fact that that's what kind of got him into that, I think
Makes
was
complete sense.
It fucking made perfect sense. Yeah. The I wanted to touch on this, which is whoever the casting director is in charge of Christopher Nolan's films. I just kind of thought about whether there was ever a character in any of his movies that I feel like it just didn't fucking work for me, and I couldn't think of anything. And even more so in this movie, I feel like Matt Damon was in this.
Yeah, everything's good.
What's his name from Josh and Drake?
Drake
and Josh.
Josh Peck. Yeah,
There you go.
And Josh
that guy.
Hartnett too was.
Josh
in it.
Hartnett was in this. Yeah, he was in it as well.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking
walk
the
great.
entire
What I
list.
wanted to say was earlier in the podcast was I think a lot of the respect that the industry has for Nolan
Oh yeah.
is I
Well,
think what gets so many great actors to come. I mean, these
Well, yeah.
people were taking such small roles. I mean, like Rami Malek, for example,
Yeah.
barely talks in the entire movie, and he
Yep.
has like one scene where
At
he
the
does
end.
speak, and it's a
It's a
pretty
big scene. Yeah,
It's
it's a
epic,
big
yeah.
It's a
deal.
big scene, but I mean, like a star at his caliber, he's an Academy Award-winning actor.
Yep.
Like you wouldn't give that role to that kind of actor, but
Yeah.
because it's Nolan, he's like,
take
yeah, I can work with Nolan. I'll take fucking 10 minutes of screen time.
Nolan and Scorsese are the two that I
Yeah,
can think of
exactly.
right now.
Oh,
on the
it's
same
just-
point too, like both Downey and Emily Blunt took a pay cut just to be in a Nolan movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of their 10 to 20 million salary,
Yeah.
they only got 4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And that's why they're striking. Which we'll talk about later. Yeah. Which is why we'll talk about later.
we'll talk about it. That's the next episode.
Yeah, but no, like everyone in this fucking movie.
Yeah,
was,
and Gary Oldman, who plays, and I
Yes,
can say
yes,
it,
now we
Harry
can say it.
Truman.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman. That was a
That
nice
scene-
little.
That
he,
scene
Yeah.
was
he was
fucking
great.
man.
chewed
Yep.
it up, man.
If there was an
And
Academy
spit it
Award
out.
for best cameo performance, I
Best
feel like that would
1-minute
win.
president portrayal.
It was just
There had to be
like
that category.
His like He was
Oh,
great.
yeah,
He's also
Huey.
an Oscar winner.
Jack Quaid, yeah,
Jack
Huey from The
Quaid is in
Boys.
this.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was great in
Yeah.
what little he got to do as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
The amount of Oscar nominees and winners in this movie is baffling.
And the amount of
God damn it.
the amount of comic book actors in this movie too is also staggering.
I bring the Oscar info, you bring the comic book. Like, and he played Wolverine, 1972 edition of it. And he won the Oscar for 1983.
Yeah. The
Black
head
Widow
elf,
was in this. Iron Man was in this.
the head elf from the Santa Claus movies was in this. He's the plays his friend.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
I was wondering
I don't
where
know
he
if it
came
was-
from.
if
it was
It was him,
Elf.
right? Yeah.
What? Will Ferrell?
The head elf from the Santa Claus movie.
The
you
top,
know the movie with Tim
the
Allen?
Benjamin was it
I
Benjamin?
don't know. I don't
Benjamin?
remember.
Tim Allen's movie, The Santa Claus. There's this head elf.
Yeah, fucking Casey Affleck is in this.
Yep.
guy?
Yeah,
Damn
Casey
it.
Affleck is
Also
in
a
this as
small
well.
role. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
The dad
acting
from
is
Are You There,
phenomenal.
God? The dad from Are You There, God played the Russian.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
The kid from You season 2 and 3 was also in it. He
I
was
have
the
no
brother.
idea what you're talking about, and
No, season 3.
you
I
will
don't have
refer
a- I
to
don't
me
have
as
seasons.
instead.
I don't have
Not
seasons.
From the TV show You, the Netflix series.
Got it.
He was the brother.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Communist.
Yeah.
no, man.
Anyways,
Yeah, and Emma DuPont, who plays Magneto's daughter in the Gifted X-Men series, she was in it as well.
That's awesome.
fantastic.
Thank you, Oppenheimer. Now you have become death. Destroyer
Destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
By the way, I couldn't wait to hear that. That's a very famous quote. I don't know. You
Yeah.
guys have
Oh,
not
yeah,
heard it before, have you?
No, you've heard it
Yeah.
quoted. I've heard it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the first thing I ever knew, even before I became aware of history and the
very
Manhattan
famous-
Project. Was always that quote. I had heard it referenced in a bunch of death metal, a bunch of heavy music.
Everybody.
It just, Eminem.
Yeah,
and
and
hearing it in different TV shows and stuff too.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, and everything finally clicked. And
Yeah.
I don't know, was it senior year history class?
yeah,
Probably.
around there. High school. Anyways,
Yeah.
anything else before we end this, guys?
Dane
rate it.
DeHaan was a Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, well, I'm talking about Oppenheimer, not your endless comic book knowledge.
Anything else that I can think of? Oh, okay. So I was talking about the movie being a thriller, essentially, to me.
Yeah, I
during
agree. It was a thriller.
Yes,
I
and
agree.
during the whole sequence of him being at the rally after the bomb went off,
Oh, that shit was where I was speaking.
like that was a
anxiety.
horror movie. That was a
anxiety.
horror movie.
That's
that
that's
whole
where-
sequence and the
that's-
screaming and the
Again,
yelling
wonderful
and the
filmmaking.
audio
Yeah.
coming in and out and the faces.
And then you would hear a random girl scream.
yeah.
Like overlapping with their cheering, and then it would cut to someone like
A vision
yay and
of-
happy, and then someone like crying hysterically,
And the vision
and
of
then
someone of like their
skin falling
getting,
off,
Yep.
and then
Yeah,
it's
the
a
bomb.
bright
Yeah.
light,
It's
and like
yeah,
it would
was
be
good.
silent, like he would still like the mismatch of
It just works. It's just
what
built
you felt he was
so much.
internalizing, portrayed by like the music being muted or the sound being muted. But then it would immediately cut to him being like, "Yeah, fuck them, we did it, America," and you'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
And you can tell how hollow his words are, as
Yes.
in
Yes.
that aspect,
Yeah,
of, like
man.
cheering for saying the right things as he knows to.
Yes,
Dude, yeah,
that was peak anxiety. for
Anything
me.
you guys want to say about the first atomic bomb blowing off? Because they do show the first ever
with
bomb.
the
whole
test,
scene.
the
The test,
testing,
yeah, the first test.
So during that, I do. Thank you for bringing it up. So the whole,
Gadget.
the bomb goes off and it's silent.
Gadget.
Yeah, that was
Completely
great.
silent
Yeah.
in my movie theater, and I fucking loved
Same.
it.
Yep.
And when this was happening,
But that's actually what would happen, though. You
Oh,
would see
yeah.
the light, and you would see the fire, and then depending on how far you were, you
The
would
sound hits.
you would get the boom.
Yeah.
Right?
what enhanced the experience for me is that during that time frame, I had shifted my body to just get more comfortable. So I sat more like this, not
Yeah.
realizing that my butt had pressed up against the heat panel for my seat.
And
You had a
So-
heat panel on your seat.
The recliner
Yeah,
seats,
yeah.
the
I
AMC.
didn't know they had heat panels. I know you
Yeah.
can recline them. I didn't know they had heat panels.
it's a fancy theater.
Excuse me.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
that?
I
Sorry,
know you
theater I
didn't
went
go to
to.
that one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You're
yeah.
a poor man.
Back to what I was saying. So my butt was pressing it, so it was getting hotter. As the bomb was going off, and I'm like,
This is
and
an immersive
I was like,
experience.
what the fuck?
I'm feeling
And
the
then-
heat. It's in 4D.
And then I realized, because I now saw like the light going red. It was 4D at that point. I saw the light going red. I'm like, oh shit. So then I'm over here like pressing down when the explosion goes off. And I'm like, oh fuck. Like, I fucking leapt out of my
Start crying.
fucking seat. And it
Yeah.
just added to I made it a 4D experience. It really fucking did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's
entire
accidental.
scene was.
And by the
fucking
way, those are all practical effects.
I was about to ask.
there was
that.
no CGI
famous.
in this
He's-
movie.
He's
Nolan.
famous for
Nolan is famous for not wanting to using the minimal CGI as possible.
Yeah.
They used bigatures, as they call them. Not miniatures, but a little bit bigger than miniatures.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And,
This
that's
is a
fucking
natural,
awesome.
real life explosion
This
that
was
he
a
then
real one.
filmed.
This is a real footage.
Filmed it in a way to make it look much bigger than what it actually was. Correct? Because there's no way it was that like the real life big.
No,
of what it would,
they.
what
I
it
don't
would
know
have
what the
been.
fuck they
No,
did to
no,
make it
yeah.
happen, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they just used a bunch of TNT, like a lot of TNT.
I don't even know if they did a TNT thing. I don't know.
How do you
They-
think they got the explosion?
They lit a Piccolo Pete.
I don't know.
Right?
You could have done
You
a.
get
You
them.
could have done a very
Piccolo
controlled
Petes.
sort of small explosion and just like filmed it in like a
With
really,
what?
With
What
the
do you mean
camera.
with what? With the camera?
No, with the explosions. What
Wide
were
lens.
they using?
I don't fucking know, but I
TNT.
don't.
Dynamite.
I don't know if they do is TNT. TNT is a specific type of explosive. Anyway, let's get to the grades. Let's get to the grades. Let's get to the grades. The power. We start with you.
I fucking give it an A+ out of 10.
Hey, you're.
Fuck
So,
yeah.
a 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10, man. Whatever my
10 out of
rating
10.
is, because I forgot since it's been so long that we did this. But yeah, I see, look, this is how good I like this movie, is most times with these types of like.
You know what we didn't talk about is your claim that this is the best Nolan film, because I disagree with that.
That'll be a different episode. That'll be
That'd be
Okay.
when we discuss Nolan as a whole.
yeah, we can do because there's no way we have enough time.
Because I feel like I just want to like get into that one, but
I don't
fine,
want to.
whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to trick our audience into be like, wait a minute, this was supposed to be an Oppenheimer fucking episode, not
Oppenheimer.
That's what I said. Not a which movie is the best Nolan movie episode.
All right.
But yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10, and here's why: is because most times I'm watching one of these movies that are like based on real life events or based on a biography of someone, and there's always details that are wrong. There's always, for the sake of making it in the format of a movie, they have to either cut the mess with the timeline a little bit, where he didn't actually show up with his wife and child until the child was 5, but they show him in the movie and he's a baby. So like those types of things.
I'm sure they made some
Of
dramatic.
course, yeah, some
choices.
changes, and every movie does it. It's absolutely something, and most times it's enough for me to think less of the movie. Like, I really liked it, but when I found out that it didn't actually happen that way, like Blow, for example, with Johnny Depp, they portray him as getting out of jail after his friend Diego, when in reality it was the other way around. So like that's enough for me to be like, okay, never. Even though I know that they did that with this movie, I don't care. I'm looking at it as a loose fucking portrayal of these events. Yes, there's some, and with the other movies, it's enough for it that it affects me. Not with this one. I don't. That's how I know that this is a 10 out of 10 for me, is because
It didn't take you out of the film.
even the things that would have taken me out in other movies, I was able to say, I don't give a shit. Everything else was so good that it shadows that other detail that I usually brings me down from other movies. So I give it a 10 out of 10. A+.
Nice.
2 thumbs up.
So let me. Technically speaking, this movie is perfect. The cinematography is fucking A+. The sound design I thought was A+. The score is an A+. The fucking acting is a fucking A+. The story is an A+. My objective critique would be an A+.
Just clicked off
Now,
everything.
my subjective critique, the only thing that the only thing is that I wanted an emotional, I wanted to like, I don't know, I wanted something. I did feel, I mean, this is a great movie, and I felt it in a certain way, and like you said, it was a thrill and everything, but it was just missing that one, I don't know, that sort of unspeakable, undescribable thing that I needed it for it to be an A+. But it's definitely an A on the subjective critique side of my side, because it just fucking, everything about its technical quality is so fucking good. But it was just missing that one little thing that I cannot describe, and I wouldn't be able to tell you what it was. Something that Everything Everywhere All at Once had, but this one doesn't have it. This is just a fucking objectively great movie, and Nolan is a great fucking filmmaker. It's just
It was missing the hot dog fingers.
it was missing the hot dog fingers, but it's an A.
Googly-eyed rocks.
A for me.
Yeah.
A.
Okay.
Fantastic. It's gonna get like fucking 10 Oscar nominations. I guarantee it.
How about you, Oppenheimer?
I mean, I meant to ask Uble. Noel, can we put the episode in black and white?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
What?
Nice. That's the whole thing has to be, but I wanted to bring that up like way earlier.
I like
Yeah.
that. We should do that.
It's
yeah.
been in black and white. What do you mean?
You already knew. That's right.
This movie, like I mentioned earlier, it was an absolutely like experience for me. I fucking loved it from beginning to end. What I mostly caught from the beginning, 3-ish, 5 fucking, this is 2 thumbs up, way up.
2 thumbs up, way up.
Just,
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. And I forgot to mention this earlier when we were talking about like the performances. Emily Blunt during the interrogation sequence
She does
was
great.
fucking
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
The performances are just fantastic, man.
No,
Just
Charlie
great.
Charlie
acting.
Murphy
brought it,
The story,
Yeah.
God, it's
And Killian, like, dude, I'm so glad to see him as a lead in a film like this.
and and it's gonna be. I think he's finally gonna get recognized for a great career that he's had already, and he just hasn't had that role. I think that really expressed his entire talent in movies. I know he was in
Peaky Blinders.
in movies
That
he just
you
hasn't
have
had
to
that
watch.
role
Yeah.
until now, and he's gonna get an Oscar nomination for sure. He's fucking fantastic.
He's
in
gonna
this
be in
movie.
every future Christopher Nolan movie.
Well,
for
he's
sure.
been
He's been in
yeah.
a lot
know,
of Christopher
I know.
Nolan movies.
He's not
been in-
all of them,
This
though.
is
I'm saying
his
moving
6th
forward.
film with
He's
him.
gonna be the Leo DiCaprio to Scorsese.
He better be
Oh,
fine.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
you're right,
awesome.
you're right.
Because
Before we leave,
I would love that.
Before we leave, we gotta get Noel's grade. Is this Snow Gang?
Yeah.
Gang
baby,
baby
gang.
or gang gang?
Baby gang, baby gang, gang, baby.
Wait, I forgot what the.
I can't explain it, but like it's an A, but
Wait,
not
wait,
an,
that's not.
no, I know, but I
You're-
can't explain it in my
You get your fucking bit. That's my bit.
So you're like on you're like on my
your
thing.
scale.
the
system?
only thing that kind of disappointed me, to be honest, is just like when the bomb goes off, I wanted to feel fear, and I feel like I didn't feel it.
I think that's where I feel that same way. Like the end, the last words that are said, and they give the picture of like, we have the potential to destroy the world and everything like that.
Yep.
That didn't hit me as I felt like it should have hit me.
Yeah.
I think that's where that's why I can't give it that A+.
Yeah.
That's why I only give it the A, because I needed to feel like disturbed
More of that
or
heaviness,
something.
yeah.
I needed to feel that heaviness, and I came out of it as like, this was a great movie, but I'm ready to live my life. I don't feel any heaviness whatsoever. Like I needed that like catharsis
Yeah.
that really gives that
You
plus.
think maybe that's on you, that you're desensitized to
No.
the nuclear threat
don't
that
think
we
so.
live in, the world that we live in? You're like, yeah, hydrogen bombs, splitting the atom, death to us all. Yeah, we get that, but I wanted to see more of it.
I felt like it needed to really touch a little bit more about like how this is human nature, and like humans nature to fucking do things to destroy ourselves. And I know it touches, I mean, the movie touches on that a lot.
Yeah, they
But
mention
like,
it.
I don't know, it just needed that something. I can't describe it. This
One
is what
extra.
I said.
Like one more of that.
I know. I think I know where you're coming
Yeah.
from.
Okay.
I think I know where you're coming
It's
from.
still an A.
respect that.
Still
I
an
can
A.
see that.
Still an
Yeah,
A.
yeah,
Still an A.
But
Yeah.
I think I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
All
more
right.
focus on the
so
nuclear
what
threat.
is this? Gang baby gang?
It's
Gang,
a
baby?
It's a
Baby
gang,
gang
baby
toddler.
gang, but there's
Baby
no
gang
plus at
toddler.
the end.
Oh, gang.
that's
gang
right.
baby
There
gang
was
plus.
Yeah. sounds like a
The new
subscription.
streaming service? Yeah.
Streaming service.
All right. Well, as always, please like and subscribe.
Yep.
And look us up on Instagram and whatever, all the other things, and YouTube and TikTok and
Yep.
all that good stuff. And until then,
Have a dark night.
Okay.